Okay, we're on Melanoma Generals. I've got a few pop quiz questions for you here. First question is, why don't people pay attention to their skin with respect to skin cancer when it means so much to them about the way it looks? What are your theories, right? I mean, everybody cares about how their skin looks. It really matters. And that is tied to how well we take care of it and how well we look at it. And yet, when it comes to skin cancer, there seems to be a disconnect about looking at your skin in the way that you're going to simultaneously check it for blemishes, but also check it for skin cancer.
I have,
Yeah.
so my daughter was 24. She was very busy at her work. She was in the process of moving. She just thought, well, I'll get to it, you know. And I just don't think there's the urgency has been, I don't think people understand the statistics at this point. I think they really do need to understand how the rise on the melanoma rates are increasing so dramatically, and whether it's the ozone layer, you know, all of the factors that play in. And I also think that a lot of the melanomas are not as alarming to some people, or not even alarming at all to look at. I mean, it can be a small red dot.
But they don't even know what it is.
They don't even know what it is. It's not alarming enough. I mean, I think some of them are alarming, but there seemed to me, from everybody that I've talked to, you know, usually it's something that changes. So I think that's the thing that we have to impress. It's something that's new, something that's different, but it doesn't have to be the nasty, ugly. As my daughter will say, you go in the dermatology office and it's not that big, black, gnarly looking thing all the time. And I think there's a big disconnect there into what it really, what melanoma really looks like and can look like.
With men, we're lousy. We're just lousy at healthcare. And I think with younger people are learning that that's something you can't take for granted, because once your health goes, everything else goes. You know, all the plans that you had for your life mean zilch once that, you know, you're taken out by some kind of a health factor. Now that doesn't necessarily say that melanoma can be that serious, right? But it says that you've got to do something to protect yourself, and the only protection that you have is to see something or have somebody look. We can't see our back, for instance. How many guys do I know that have that go swimming, or you know, they take their shirt off when they're you know, even outside in the farming. A lot of I was raised on a ranch. A lot of guys took their shirt off when they were hay, you know, that sort of thing. You got people out fishing, this, that, whatever. They're at the beach. So men are just lousy at it, and so you know, I think, you know, that in my health care, the person that cares most about my health care is my wife, and she's the one that gets on my case. So she, you know, if something was looking a little funny, she'd be the first one to say. But that's what we have to do. And when she gets something, I've gotten so I look and I say, we're going to go see Sensi.
It's good. What about those millennials? They are a tough crowd. What about the millennials?
I was thinking about what Chad was saying, and you know, if you're not taking time to really pay attention, you know, every day passes by and you might not notice those changes, but it's taking the time to actually look and carving that out and making sure that you're looking, you're assessing, and then you have a base reference to go from. Rather than
reference.
So, but what, I think that's a really good point, taking the time out, but what would be an incentive for a millennial who doesn't believe that they have anything to worry about?
Vanity.
Invincibles. The
They
Invincibles.
do think they're invincible, the research shows, but I think there's also, I think you sell this partially through vanity, which we've discussed, and I think also people are afraid of doctors. They either don't have the money to go, they don't have insurance, they get questioned about every little thing, they live in a rural area, it's not immediately available to them.
It takes months to get in.
It takes months to get in unless you have an in. All of those things are big dissuaders to get people to take care of themselves with melanoma and many other things. I think one thing that's so important with this is it sells for me. You can find a mole on your body. Nobody has to knock you out with anesthesia. Nobody has to stick a tube down your throat, up your rear end, cut you. This is why, to me, there's so much of a potential to really intervene and do what you want to do, which ultimately, of course, Sancy would like to have no deaths due to melanoma.
That's right, 0 tolerance.
And so I think you sell this to the public with, this is something you can do. When we had a stakeholders meeting, and Sancy was, you know, doing your thing, just look, just look, just look, do something, do something, do something. You said to a room full of, I'd say, what, 3/4 women, 1/4 men? How many women do a monthly breast exam? You were the only person in that room that raised your hand. That, as a documentary filmmaker, that was a real revelation to me.
Mhm.
And I have large breasts, I should be doing this weekly.
That was my point.
And I know, and you, even with everything you've been through with
Yeah.
your daughter,
Oh.
you didn't raise your
And-
hand that you're
no.
doing monthly breast exams.
Because I'm not.
So the thing is for the
No,
campaign
you
to
are.
try to normalize,
I wish.
this is something, you get into the shower, so you take 5 extra minutes. Everybody has a mirror somewhere. If you can't see it, you can bend over, you can pull if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a neighbor that you trust and like. There's so many ways to accomplish, make a new friend. Hey, come on over.
It's way less intrusive than doing a breast exam. All you have to do is look. You
Well,
don't
but
have to
there's
feel
some
and
areas
fondle.
that are a little bit harder to.
Way easier than doing a breast exam.
So I think that the opportunity to really get people to understand this is something that is preventable if you take the precautions. That's not what this campaign is about, but it's all part of it, with the hats and the sunblock. Also, I know people that put sunblock on at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then they never put it on again. They go swimming, they're rock climbing, whatever. And I'm the one constantly nagging, I always have sunblock with me. You have to reapply now. Yeah, I wasn't sweating. It's been 6 hours since you put this on.
right.
You
Yeah.
have
That's
to
a line my
reapply.
husband uses.
Yeah.
Men.
But the other thing that I think that troubles me, and I'm thinking back to my childhood. I don't, you know, nobody ever put anything on me. I never went, you know, coming from a ranch background, I always wore long sleeves, right? So I have less risk of that. But most people that have their children, it's out the door, you know, or gosh, today, it's so, gosh, I'm so happy they're gonna go outside and play instead of playing on, you know, a computer or something. So, but with children, it's important that they have the hats, they have the sunscreen, they have clothing that will save them from getting this. And it's important that they learn at that age, because that's when you teach children everything that they'll remember. So I think that's important.
And one of the people on this team, Sancy calls them the Philanthropy Generals, to raise money for the initiatives in addition to your hard work, is, you know, the wife lost a previous husband to obviously some horrible disease, and she's on him constantly, and every New Year's, they do a skin check on each other, and they found something, and they found it super early, and how old is Jeff, 50?
Yeah, about 50.
You know, I mean, what a horrible time to lose your husband. Not that any time is good, but, and that was the wife again intervening. But if you have, everybody has someone who's meaningful to them, or hopefully so. It's not that hard. This is really something that's just so easy to do, and we just have to normalize it.
And I think make it fun.
It can be fun. It can be sexy.
Yeah, exactly. Would that work for you, Megan?
Yeah, I
What
think
would-
making it seem very like real and something that would be very easy to do. Yeah, I think making it just like your ideas, something that you'd want to do, you know, that's playful.
And there might
it's
be
not
a
being-
game coming of fun sex things to do.
But
Just
it doesn't
maybe.
have to be, you know, this serious
No, it
thing, and
doesn't.
and just takes, you know, a few minutes really.
It's the first, you know, Friday of the month or something.
Yeah.
Just pick a day. You just say, hey, we're taking a look.
We got a saying for the Oregon Cancer Ski Off. It's serious fun,
Yeah.
okay?
Hey, that's
That
a
can
Newman's
apply
Own
to a
Foundation thing, you've
lot-
stolen our logo.
Yeah, it's
Really?
it can be
Is it
serious fun. And,
For
I
the
didn't know
camps.
that, but we're using it, so sue me.
I won't sue you, but somebody else might, won't be me.
I've been using it a long time.
All right, well, guys, thanks very much. I think this was really fun, and we may do some more of these to keep people posted on what we're doing. We are about to review our ad campaign, and of course, it's a secret. Shh, we aren't telling anybody about it yet because it's not hatched yet. But it is coming May 18th, 2019, just a couple of months, and we're very excited about it. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Send money.
Send ideas
Skin check.
and money.
Ideas
Skin
and
check.
money. A War on Melanoma at ohsu.edu. Send us ideas of all types.
Telethon next year.
Bye bye.